But at Tesla, it feels like, people are motivated, people are passionate about the product, the company, the mission statement. So doing all of that, didn't end up getting that summer internship my first year. So in the end, it took me 6 years to graduate, but I couldn't have been more happy with the experiences that I got.
Hello, everybody. I'm Abhishek Anand. Welcome back to my channel again. And today I have another very special guest on my channel with me, and his name is Sean Buono. And he is working at Tesla, as he also did an internship at Tesla, and now he just recently transitioned to a full-time engineer. So come on, guys, let's welcome him and cheer him up and thank him for being over here. And let's ask him a few questions and get started with the video. Hi, Sean. How are you doing today?
Hey, Abhishek. I'm good. Just thanks for having me. Glad I get to talk to you about my experiences. My name is Sean, and I just graduated from Virginia Tech. I went to school for a robotics and mechatronics degree. And along the way, I had various internships that I did and co-ops, taking some time off. So in the end, it took me 6 years to graduate, but I couldn't have been more happy with the experiences that I got to get a full-time engineer role at Tesla.
Sean, so when you started studying in your and doing internships, how was that for you? Like, which all companies did you want to apply for, and what were your successes and failures when you were applying for internships?
Yeah, so going through college, first year of school, I wanted to get that summer internship pretty badly. I was reaching out to, honestly, any company that would give me experience, whether it be like via LinkedIn or just online submissions. Virginia Tech does a great job of hosting job fairs. So even going there and just getting the experience of how do I talk to a recruiter? How do I give my elevator pitch? How do I talk about my experiences in a meaningful way? So doing all of that, didn't end up getting that summer internship my first year. So just, second year back at it. And you kind of learn that like a lot of companies aren't going to reach back out to you. I submitted, each year probably between 60 and 90 applications. And you probably only hear back from, a handful of them. So getting used to that and realizing all right, I just got to be patient, persistent, don't let this bring me down. Just the consistency, which actually helped me out eventually for my Tesla internship. When the recruiter first reached out, the first thing she said was, "I've noticed you've applied for 3 years in a row." And I thought that was huge. I was like, wow, you guys actually pay attention to that? It was like a relief to hear,
Did you get any other internships? I think I looked at your LinkedIn and you also worked at BMW. So how was that before getting into Tesla?
Yeah, so BMW, I took a co-op position. So I took a semester off. That process was unexpected. I went to a job fair, and I always thought BMW was a cool company. I was always interested in their cars. So I said, why not? I'll apply here too. And the interaction with the recruiter went really well, and we scheduled an interview about a week later. So went through the interview, and I felt really confident that interview, thought I killed it. And I was walking back to my dorm and just casually checking my email, and they had already given me the offer. They sent an offer at less than 10 minutes after the interview. And I was so excited. It was great. And then that next semester, I moved down to Greenville, South Carolina, and spent 3 months there. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the team that I worked with. And I actually asked to stay just throughout the whole year. So I put school on hold a little bit and just continued to do the co-op. And I think that was a really great decision. So I got to work on a much longer term project than just the 3 months I would have been there to start. And also I got to form a lot of meaningful connections along the way. But I definitely think that experience and having that long of experience is what helped me get my internship at Tesla.
Nice. And what were you doing at BMW?
So BMW, I did kind of 3 different roles. I was in a quality engineering role. a software role, and a mechanical role.
And okay, then you began with your internship with Tesla, and you got an internship, and so that's the huge success. So congratulations for that. And it's a well deserved, and it's a big achievement, I will say. So I think like a lot of people are trying on that, and you did get that. It's a big thing. So well, now as you have been through Tesla and you decided to also switch into a full-time role at Tesla, so I'm sure you like it, but like tell me a little bit more about Tesla. Like what's the working at Tesla like? What's the work culture, and what do you enjoy working at Tesla?
I'd say that the main thing I like about working at Tesla is the people. The people really make the company. I like to compare it to BMW because you have sort of like almost two different schools of thoughts in the automotive industry. Like you've got BMW, who's like very old, started off in Europe, and then you have like Tesla, an American company, still pretty young in respects to the car industry. At BMW, it took a long time to get things done. It was a very slow process. Change was kind of difficult. But at Tesla, it feels like people are motivated, people are passionate about the product, the company, the mission statement. How can we every day apply that to our roles? And you really see it in people, like the willingness to just help out people. I sort of thought like going into Tesla would be a bit overwhelming with like, I felt like, oh, these are like really super smart people. Like they might not be willing to help as much. But it was completely the opposite. Everyone's willing to help because in the end, it just benefits the company.
So, Sean, so like now the main reason we are having this podcast today is like we really want to help people who are not able to get their answers, like how to get into Tesla, how to crack that interview, how to crack that application process, how to get that call from the recruiter, and like get through all those steps and land your dream internship or land your dream full-time job at Tesla.
Definitely. I think that the first step is, I would say, like the sort of working on yourself period, where it's do as much as you can to build up that resume to get you a good experience, and then be able to talk to a recruiter about it. I'd say the second step is, okay, now you've got the interview. Make sure you nail that interview. Come prepared. Do as much as you can in terms of your elevator pitch, knowing your experiences. Recruiters will ask you about things on your resume. So if you don't know it, it's pretty easy to tell, like, okay, you're either, you worked on a team that did this, but you didn't do that much. Like those things are easy to tell. Like try to really establish, this is what I did. This is what I contributed. And sometimes that can be hard because we don't like to talk about ourselves always. But in those scenarios, it's really important. Third step would be continuing the interview process. Either if there's next steps, make sure you nail those interviews too. Sometimes there will be technical interviews, so there might be a little more preparation you have to do. And then the next step would be the waiting game, I guess. Right, during that waiting period between whether or not you find out, or they might not even get back to you. But during that time, if they don't get back to you, or if they do and it's a denial, like maintain communication with those recruiters. So that last part is key because it can lead to more opportunities in the future if you didn't get it.
So with Tesla in particular, right? So like, is there some things like students can do to highlight on their application? Like any kind of projects? What kind of projects would Tesla really appreciate students to do? Like any like examples of some projects, if somebody, especially like I know you're from a robotics background and you have like more edge on the automation side. So any suggestions on that for students?
Yeah, I'd say I definitely feel like I'm biased to the robotics, but I think that there are so many important skills in robotics that just are such a good contribution to the tech sector in general. So not even just at Tesla, but learning the skills of, how to work with microcontrollers and set up like simple electronics teaches you things about like debugging, problem solving, like okay, this thing's not working, but I need it to work. So how do I backtrack my steps, look at each and every component along the way, A/B test, like, okay, maybe it's this component, let me test a new component. Like those skills are so valuable. And to be able to talk about those, like recruiters really see like, okay, if we gave this guy a problem and he didn't exactly know it, at least I know he can think through the problem like logically and reasonably to come up with a solution.
Very important advice, guys. Take a note of it. Let's pause the video, take a note, and always remember that. I really like that one. Thanks for sharing
And
that, Sean.
and so along with that, I'd say software, like any beginner, like I feel like should know computer language, um, just because of how it makes you think too. It's a very logical thinking. Um, and I'd say to start off with Python. Python is a pretty simple language to learn, and it's so versatile. And I use it every day, like in my work too.
Perfect. Now, Sean, so now I want to ask you another question. So if you don't mind answering, like what's the expectations for a new grad engineer, or you can say like an intern or someone like who wants to like, like start at Tesla? What's the compensation expectations one can have? So what's the industry trends right now? If you don't mind sharing some of the compensation ranges for Tesla.
Yeah, so as an intern, I think the pay was around uh, $35 an hour. But as an intern, we did get overtime. I think they're becoming a little stricter on their overtime policies, but they also gave you I believe a moving stipend came in with it, just for like maybe like first month rent or something, but they didn't pay for housing or anything like that. So besides the base pay, you also get access to like the insurance that they offer and things of that nature. So you do get some of the other benefits.
Nice. And like for like if you're like a new grad engineer and like you're looking for a full-time role, so what's the range of like starting packages for somebody with like 0 to 1 year experience?
Yeah, so I've seen anywhere between a base salary of 90,000 to around 130,000. And then along with that base salary, I've seen a kind of range of stock options as well, anywhere between $40,000 and $80,000.
All right, so Sean, like just to like like end the video, I really wanted to talk about one special topic today for this video, which is like the future of EV industry, or the future of transitioning into EVs and coming off the artificial intelligence AI. So how do you look at it? Like as a Tesla employee, what's your perspective? What's the future looking like?
I think it's an incredible time to be alive. I think that we've sort of nailed down electric vehicles now. It's like kind of moving on to the next thing, which I think is the full autonomous driving. Like a lot of companies are producing electric vehicles. There's big takeoff like within the, I'd say, like population of wanting electric vehicles now. And so looking at the trends, like electric vehicles are definitely on the rise. So I think the next step is really going to be vehicle autonomy. And I think that's what a lot of these companies are trying to fight for, like who's the first like completely autonomous car, which I guess may have been achieved by some companies in small like localized regions. I know in San Francisco, I believe it's I think Cruise or Waymo that has the full autonomy where there's not even a driver in the car approved just for the city. But I think for a car manufacturer to implement vehicle autonomy is going to be the future. And that's why I think like so many companies are looking for software engineers to help with that, because the leap in artificial intelligence right now is huge.
It's huge. And
Yeah.
thanks for sharing all that, Sean. And so I'll now it's time to like really end this conversation, and like just thank you for having the time to like come and help students out and sharing your experiences. That will really help them. give them a pitch, give them a start, give them a boost. So thank you so much, Sean, for showing up. And guys, this type of content is going to keep on coming. So do make sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel so that like anything like happening new in the industry is right in front of you right away when I post the video or a podcast. So thank you so much, Sean. And I will also make sure to add Sean's LinkedIn profile. So go follow him, and I'll put mine LinkedIn as well. So follow me as well, guys. I'm happy to accept more connections. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys in the comments down below if you have any questions or you want to like ask anything to me or to Sean. So we'll try to help you guys as much as possible. And yeah, so it was really great talking to you, Sean. And thank you and have a nice day.
Yeah, it was a pleasure, Abhishek. Thank you.